everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how I start my seeds. It is February 10th and I will be starting some of my cold hardy vegetables today. And they are my cauliflower, my broccoli, my cabbages, and I like both kinds, the green and the red. I buy my seeds from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. They are a fantastic company. I love them. Their germination rates are amazing. Their plants are always vigorous and just wonderful. I love their seeds. You're also going to need some kind of a fork or prongs or something, and they need to be very sharp at the end for puncturing holes in our cups. Now these cups, I got them last year as a last minute purchase for my seeds because I ran out of different things to plant them in, but they worked amazingly well. I don't know what it was about them, but the plants that came out of them were extremely vigorous. They grew better. I don't know what it was, but it seemed to me that maybe I should use them this year. Now, I do have some left over from last year. I am using the new ones for the sake of showing you how to poke the holes in the bottom. So I will be showing you that here in just a minute. My starting material, I just buy this. It's from Walmart. It's inexpensive. I'm really not picky about how or what brand I use because they all do the same thing. They're, you know, I'm just not picky. It doesn't matter. So now these, my grandpa went to the Amish and bought a bunch of mums, and he was going to throw these away, and I said, can I have them? And I didn't know at the time what I was going to do with them, but they work perfectly for fitting these cups in, and they don't fall over. They really hold them in there nicely. They allow for proper drainage too because they already have holes in them. The cups don't spill. Oh, I can get that apart. And it just does a really good job. You can carry 4 of them at a time instead of 1. And you don't have to worry about spilling your seeds or seedlings out. And I just really enjoyed using them last year, so I'm going to be using them again. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this heated up so we can get our holes punctured in our cups, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so I have my tongs heating up on the stove, and you can do about 3 cups at a time, and I've already done a few, so that's why that's smoking. But anyway, you just take your prongs and kind of in the middle of your cup, and you can go through 3 of them, and I find that makes decent holes, drainage holes in them. And they stay hot for quite a while, so you can use them on multiple ones. And it makes good drainage holes for your cups. Alright, I will see you back here in just a few minutes when I've got all these done, and we will put dirt in our cups. Okay, so now we have the drainage holes in the bottoms of our cups, and we need to now put the soil into our cups. And I like to put just about half, maybe a little more full. You don't really need much more than that, or you're just wasting soil. And I just take the next cup in line and kind of pat it down, and not too firm, but gently, so our seedlings have a good firm base. Now when I open these bags of soil, typically what I find is the soil is too dry for my liking. So I add water to the consistency that I like. You don't want to make it soggy, but you don't want it to be too dry either, because I don't like watering my seedlings until after they have sprouted. And if I do have to end up watering them, I just take a spray bottle and spray the top of the soil until it's damp. I typically like to just leave them alone until they're up good. Okay, so now we have our soil in our cups. The next step is to place our seeds in the cups and label them. So when I get done getting all the cups filled and ready to go, I'll be right back with you. Okay, now we have our soil in our cups, and we are ready for the next step, which is putting the seeds in the cups and getting them covered. I'm going to show you how to do that with my red cabbage. This packet has about 300 seeds, and I obviously do not need that many. I am going to end up with about 40 plants today, but I like to put 2 seeds per cup. That way, if I have one not germinate, I have a backup. And when I'm ready to thin them out, the most vigorous plant will get to stay, and the other one gets to become bunny food. So here we go. I just dump them in the palm of my hand, just a few. Now, obviously, for the sake of this video, I'm only going to do one, but when I do this normally, the whole table is covered, and I go through each one, and it's a pretty quick process whenever I do that. But I'm just going to show you one here. So I drop 2 seeds in each one. And this is the most tedious part of the process. And it takes a little while, but I like doing it this way. For me, it's more controlled. So, okay. Alright, now that we've got both of our seeds in each cup, we're going to take a little bit more soil, and we're going to sprinkle it over the top. I like to put maybe a 1/4 inch over the tops of these. Lettuces and stuff, you just really don't put much at all. You just spread it over each one here. And you don't have to be too... Okay, so then you just take your cup and you mash down the soil, not mash, but gently push down the soil so you have good seed to soil contact. Okay, now that we've got that done, we need to label our cups, and I just use a regular old Sharpie. Okay, now for cabbage, I just write cabbage, because you can obviously tell the difference between a red and a green cabbage. And then that way next year I don't have to sort through them and be like, okay, this is red, this is green. Just too much work. So I just give it a general label. Now with vegetables like tomatoes, I like to experiment with different kinds almost every year, but I have a few tried and true staples that I do keep every year that I really enjoy. But these make it easy to where I can cross that out if I decide to grow a different variety. All I would have to do is just cross it out and relabel it on another part. Now once the cup's got a little too full to write anything on there, obviously I'd have to come up with another way, like using duct tape or something. And I'd have to be careful when I water. That way the tape doesn't come off, then I don't know what I have. So that would be kind of a bad thing. Anyway, so I've got them labeled. I know what's in there. I only grow certain types of my broccolis and my cauliflowers and my cabbages. So each year I don't have to get into specifics on those because they are pretty much the same every year. I know they work. They're good. They grow well in my soil. So if it ain't broke, I don't fix it. So I think that's about all I have on that. I have a couple of websites that are worth mentioning, and the first is going to be the Baker Creek Heirloom seeds. I wanted to give you all their website because I didn't mention them in my video. I love their seeds, have wonderful germination rates, and just vigorous plants. So go check them out. They're family owned, and we need to support local people. Okay, and my next one is a website that I use for my garden planner. Now I have one that I made myself, and it's not as neat. And it's much easier to use this website because it keeps track of all of your plantings. If you do a rotational planting like I do, to cut down on diseases and pests and things like that, growveg.com is a wonderful website for that. And they have several tutorials that you can watch before you commit to it. I think you get to try it out. I'm not sure for how much or for how long, but it's $25 a year, and it's for a subscription, and it is well worth the investment. So I hope you guys learned something, enjoyed watching me ramble on about a few things, and I will check back with you in a couple weeks to show you how the seedlings are doing. And I guess that's it for now. I will talk to you guys later.